Hey friends, did you know that if you have a dehydrator, you can make your own fruit leathers? Good quality fruit leathers are ridiculously expensive at the store. I paid $4 for each box of these. One is mango and one is strawberry, and there is only 10 pouches of these tiny little fruit strips inside. That's not very economical, is it? So we decided to make our own. My sweetheart man purchased a Cosori for our family, and it comes with its own cookbook recipes, and there's actually a grape and plum fruit leather recipe in it, as well as red berry, black and blue berry fruit leather. And I am going to try it out and give you my feedback. The recipe in the provided recipe book uses only the plums, grapes, and a little bit of sugar. However, I have heard from my own research that the best fruit leathers are made with applesauce as a carrier because apples are rich in pectin, which is what gives the fruit leathers that nice stretchy texture. Otherwise they easily tear. So I'm going to use store-bought applesauce as the base, as a carrier for all the other flavors I'll be adding. First flavor I'm going to do is apple butter, and I'm not going to add absolutely anything to it because it's already got the delicious cinnamon flavor. If your apple butter is from the store and has never been opened, then you're good to go to simply open it and spread it onto a very lightly oiled tray and dehydrate. Otherwise, if yours has been opened and set in the fridge, you need to put it in a saucepan, bring it to a boil, and boil for about 30 seconds to a minute just to kill any possible germs. The consistency of absolutely any fruit that we want to dehydrate into fruit leathers should be exactly as this apple butter. It should resemble jarred baby food. If it's this thick, barely falls off your spatula, that is exactly the consistency you want for nicely dehydrated fruit leather. And here's our beautiful machine ready to rock and roll. We pulled out the trays and washed them. And guys, some brands come with several of these plastic trays that has like this lip to hold your liquid, so you could dehydrate some soups and fruit leathers. Ours came with one. And before investing in buying more of these separate plastic trays, we decided to try out our dehydrator and see if we even like it, test how that works. So for now, we will be making our fruit leathers on simply parchment lined regular metal trays. And what I recommend doing is using a neutral tasting vegetable oil. I'm going to use sunflower oil and ever so lightly smear some on the parchment. I know parchment kind of guarantees that it'll pull off, but from other videos I've seen, everybody just lightly oils it. So let's do this. And I'm spreading that cooled down apple butter onto the tray in a nice even layer. 2-pound bag of fresh strawberries from the grocery store. Wash the strawberries really well. Cut off the green parts. Put it in a saucepan. Add sweetener to taste, however much you want. I added 4 tablespoons, and constantly stirring. Bring it to a simmering, trying to break down the strawberries in the meanwhile. On low heat so the strawberries don't burn. I was mushing the strawberries with a fork as I was mixing them with the sugar, so it's kind of puree consistency. And I am going to low boil this for 5 minutes. And it's important to do low boil so that we don't kill all of the vitamins in this, and we don't start splattering the strawberry syrup all over the kitchen. So light simmering, like bubbling around the edges, and I'm going to cook for 5 minutes just to kill any possible bacteria that's in the strawberries. If you're going to use your fruit roll-ups very quick and they will not be stored at all, then all you need to do is just bring it to a simmering and give it like 30 seconds just to heat the strawberries through real well. But if there's any sort of long-term storage, then this needs to be cooked for about 5-7 minutes on low heat, just to guarantee ourselves that this will not be molding and poisoning us later. To prevent our fruit leathers from turning dark color and help preserve the beautiful light strawberry color, we should add a small splash of lemon juice and mix that in. That citrus juice will help for the color to stay light. And guys, this was the 2 pounds of strawberries that I cooked down with sugar and then pureed up, and I divided my strawberries into 2 pots. So this will be 1 pound here and 1 pound in this pot. And into this pot I'm going to add 1 cup of applesauce and mix it together and bring it to simmering and heat through for 1 minute, just so that strawberries and applesauce get combined and heated through. And into this pot of strawberries I'm going to add 2 or 3 bananas. This will be banana strawberry fruit leather flavor, and I'm not going to bring it to heat because I don't want to cook down my bananas. Cooked bananas don't taste good. They only taste good in banana bread, banana nut muffins. That's it. And bananas into strawberries, and going to mush it all together with my submersive blender. And this one is strawberry banana. Strawberry banana. Spread on a tray, ready to go. My next version of the fruit leather will be apples and cherries. I have a can of maraschino cherries that I'm going to bring to a simmering and just toss around in a pot just to heat them through lightly. And then I'm going to mush them with a submersive blender and stir in applesauce. I added about 1 cup of applesauce to the saucepan with maraschino cherries, and I'm going to allow it to come to a simmering, and I'll cook it together for 1 minute just to heat it through nicely. This mixture together, it smells so wonderful. Imagine maraschino cherries and applesauce, so yum. And then I'm going to blend it into puree with my metal submersive blender. Applesauce and maraschino cherries all pureed up and spread on the tray. The smells in my kitchen are amazing. This one is apple butter. This one is applesauce and maraschino cherries. This is strawberries mixed with banana. That one is also strawberry and banana. And these are strawberries with applesauce. The suggested temperature in the cookbook was 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 to 12 hours, but the recipes I was watching online were dehydrating at a lower temperature of about 120, and I decided to dehydrate it at much lower temperatures than recommended in a cookbook. Fingers crossed, guys, that it's going to come out amazing in the morning. I'm going to bed, and hopefully tomorrow when I pull them out, we'll see beautiful homemade fruit leathers. Alright guys, well, this is the morning of the next day, and my dehydrator have been running at 110 degrees Fahrenheit, even though the booklet that came with it said to leave it at 160 or 165. What I noticed was that hot air was coming out of here, guys. Like there's like the vent hole, and you can feel the air. That air was hot, and we were going to sleep, and I did not want any risk of fire, so I did it a low of 110, and I still feel like lightly warm air blowing out of ventilation. And 46 minutes left. I set it on 11 hours. I'm very excited and curious to open this up and check. And also, guys, whilst the machine is running, you can pull out trays, add more trays. That's the convenience of it. I still feel warm air. And let's see. So this was our apple butter, store-bought jar of apple butter. Let's oh, well, okay, slightly sticky yet, so I think I would probably leave this one. Look at that. That's a fruit leather, guys. That's actual healthy natural fruit leather. Look how easily that's coming off. So what the booklet recommends doing is that once this is dry enough to hold its shape, which it is, it's just like slightly sticky, but as you can see, it's definitely holding its shape. The booklet recommends removing it from the tray that's holding it and setting it directly onto the wire rack right here, so that it has a chance to dry on the bottom side too, or simply flip this on another side so that it kind of evenly dries. All right, let's see. This was that one is maraschino cherries and apples, completely dry. That was a thinner layer, and that's just completely dry, guys. Will it be coming off the parchment paper? That's a different question. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at this. My parchment paper was very lightly oiled with neutral oil such as sunflower, but it's actually coming off. It's perfectly dry, but I'm gonna do what the booklet said. Either flip it on another side or just set it on directly on the wire. This was based on the color. I can see this was strawberries mixed with bananas. Completely dry, no residue of any sort here. Oh yeah, that made it a perfect fruit leather, guys. I'm so excited to share with my family, to let everybody try it out. Oh, look, it worked. This is also the banana one. Look, without problems, and I'm doing it with just one hand because I'm holding my phone. No issues with releasing it from the parchment. So as you can see, what this showed me is that yes, it's cool to have these plastic trays, right, on which you can dry things, or you can just simply do it on lightly oiled parchment and not invest. I mean, eventually it'd be cool to buy the extra trays so that, you know, I don't have to keep buying parchment. I like reusable things. But if you're on a budget, like right now we have a bigger expense coming up, and we just didn't want to spend the money on those plastic trays. And you know what they say, the necessity is a mother of inventions, right? I can absolutely agree with that. So yeah, parchment paper works. And this, guys, was, again, let me test, completely dry. This was strawberries and apples. Again, look at that. It'll release better when I put my phone down and I can use two hands. One will hold the parchment down and one will be pulling this to release. But oh my goodness, it worked! Y'all, I'm having a happy dance right now because those like fruit by the foot things that kids love. In my family, we have a certain a child with a certain health condition that just does not allow any artificial colors because it makes that child's symptoms just a lot worse. And we've noticed how artificial dyes like severely affect the symptoms, and so we stay away from candies with artificial colors, juices with artificial colors. But all children love fruit leathers, these things, and the natural ones cost so much that we can only buy it as an occasional treat here and there, but not like we can just keep a supply of them in the house always. And this is, guys, like, you buy the machine once, that's your investment, and then you just buy fresh fruit, or frozen fruit works the same way. Next time I might buy a bag of frozen strawberries, which are cheaper, and do the same process as I showed you on the stove, cooking it down to baby food consistency. Basically, from what I read on the internet about making these fruit leathers, is that as long as your paste, your puree that you cooked before you pour it on these trays is the consistency of jarred baby food, then it'll dehydrate into fruit leather. And that's what I did. And I'm excited to try one more flavor, guys. Actually, I'm excited to try two more things. First, I'm going to pull these out, flip them, and finish drying them, and I'll give an update. And in the meanwhile, today I will make another fruit combination that I'm super excited to try. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I ran out of room. These trays filled up pretty quick. Maraschino cherry and apple fruit leather, easily released and flipped to dry on the other side. Strawberry banana fruit leather, easily released and flipped to dry on another side. Strawberry apple fruit leather, easily released and flipped to dry on another side. Strawberry banana fruit leathers, homemade, healthy and delicious. Cherry fruit leathers, homemade, healthy and delicious. Homemade strawberry apple fruit leathers. And if you don't want berry seeds in your fruit leathers, as you can see, this was strawberry and apple, and all you need to do is just push your puree through a strainer, real fine mesh strainer. It'll catch all of the seeds. We don't mind the seeds, so it's not a problem for us, but optionally you can get rid of them. Well, friends, now that I've put my dehydrator to test and have beautiful results on doing some flavors this morning, now that my dehydrator is available to handle some more, I have empty trays, I decided to do my favorite flavor. So again, this is applesauce, and I'm going to use it as a carrier. As I mentioned earlier, it's rich in pectin, and your best, most like pliable leathers will come out with applesauce as the base, and then use whatever other flavors, or you can skip applesauce. It also makes wonderful fruit leathers. I'm just going off of what I've learned during my little research. And so this is about a cup and a half of applesauce right here, and I brought it to heat and simmered it for a few minutes because my applesauce jar was already opened and stored in the fridge, and so there is inevitably some bacteria there because the jar was open. And into it I'm going to add a can of diced mangoes that I picked up from the grocery store. That's what they look like, just a mango in syrup, and I'm adding it to the applesauce. I'm going to heat it through all together for about a minute, and then using my submersive blender, I will mush all of this into a puree. What you could do if you wanted just a plain mango flavor is drain the juice and puree your mangoes, and you will have plain mango fruit leathers. But I'm using them mixed with applesauce because I've already tried it with strawberries. By the way, we already tried the strawberry banana, and let me tell you guys, you cannot taste the applesauce there, that it's used as a carrier, because I put 3 whole bananas for that one tray and a pound of strawberries. Well, no, it wasn't one tray, it made 2 trays, so I have 2 fruit leathers from those 3 bananas. But the banana strawberry flavor is so predominant, it's so strong, it's my Papa Bear's favorite. It's absolutely delicious in comparison to the store-bought stuff, fruit leathers. Your homemade stuff is always the best, you know that. And my other flavor will be again applesauce and peaches or apricots. Today I looked through my pantry and found apricots. I don't have peaches, but I'm gonna do apples and apricot. Imagine the delicious flavor. I can't wait, I'm so excited. So we'll have a mango one and apricot one. And of course, imagine mango apricot. If I have any leftovers of the mango after spreading those on the trays, and if I have any leftovers of apricot, I'm going to combine the leftovers and make another full tray of mango apricot. Don't you think it's a cool idea? And it's worth mentioning too, guys, that if you have a jar of applesauce that has not been opened yet, and a jar of like diced mangoes that have not been opened and sitting in the fridge yet, then it's absolutely safe. There is no bacteria in those, since none of those have been opened. You can simply combine those and blend it with your submersive blender into the puree, and then spread it onto your dehydrator trays. But because my applesauce jar has been open and has been sitting in the fridge, there's a chance that some bacteria started growing, and I don't want to ruin my fruit leathers, so I'm just bringing it to heating all together for a couple of minutes. And here is our mango fruit leather, well, future fruit leather. I just spread it onto the tray, and guys, the smell of it is so amazing. I know this hands down will be my absolute favorite. Here's some of our fruit leathers, and to actually snack on them, what we're gonna do is use some scissors and just cut however much everybody wants.
Just the little one?
Any of them. So here we are. We cut a piece and then unroll it, and you got a fruit leather made at home with natural ingredients. Look at those strawberries. Oh, so good. All right, Papa Bear, you try that one. Here's the cherry one. Here, Papa Bear. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. And that's the end piece, that's why it's a little bit crooked. The others will come out better. Perfect. That's a strawberry banana. Whoop whoop. How do they taste, honey?
It's really good, sweetie.
Hey friends, I'm back with an update on my mango flavored fruit leather, and here's something I want to show you. This one came off the paper really well because I oiled the parchment paper, and so this fruit leather is fantastic. It's wonderful. We already got to try it. That's our leftover dinner, fried zucchini and acorn squash from our garden. We had that as a side dish for dinner. Sorry, it's kind of getting in my view. And yeah, look how easily that one rolls up. Wonderful. Now, it's really worth mentioning that on a couple of them, I was in a hurry to finish it up and I forgot to oil the parchment paper. And let me tell you, it was difficult to pull it off. Now, I still managed to pull it off, but I had to go little by little by little. I could not just easily release it. I was pinch by pinch by pinch trying to pull it off the paper, and I still got it, right? But I highly recommend not to rely on parchment paper being like glossy like wax, because it's just not. Definitely oil it. This one too, this is how much got stuck to my parchment, and I could not release that, but I released most of it. And here is the beautiful mango that you saw that I made out of canned diced mangoes from the grocery store. If you have a fresh mango, that would be absolutely wonderful too. And guys, this actually concludes our recipe. I will show you the Ziploc bag of our fruit leathers. Here we go. I have a whole Ziploc bag of different flavors here. Different colors, different flavors, all of which I showed you in the video. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me thumbs up for my hard work. Consider subscribing to Frosting Your Gravy for more delicious recipes like these in the future. I appreciate you spending your time with me, hanging out with me. And as always, we'll see you in the next one, guys. And as far as our review of the Cosori Dehydrator, we love it and we rate it 5 stars out of 5 stars. Also, this was the store-bought apple butter, and let me show you the result. It's still drying just because that apple butter was super sticky, but it did turn out fabulous. Look at that. And it's still drying whilst the other ones are done. because this I laid down much thicker. Let me show you the thickness of it. There, that's a pretty thick fruit leather. But even this one, the apple butter, look at it. It's the whole sheet of it. It dehydrated beautifully. Releases really easily because I oiled the bottom of the pan, and it smells wonderful, and I have a feeling this will be my second favorite after the mango flavor. Cup thick, beautiful fruit leather. This came from Amazon and we love it and we highly recommend it. Also, we're not endorsed by Cosori. This was just my sweetheart man that purchased it for me, and Cosori did not pay us to advertise it. They did not send it to us for free. We paid our own money for it, full price. But for those of you out there looking to buy one, and if you're wondering, is it a good brand, is it trustworthy, does it do a good job, I as a homemaker can attest, yes, it's a good one and it does a wonderful job. Alright guys, thanks, we'll see you in the next one.